Geht das? Ja. Okay. May I kindly ask everyone to take their seats so we can proceed with the introduction? We will start in a minute. Please take your seats. Everybody settle down. We will continue now. Danke. Thank you. Please take your seats now. Will everybody please settle down now? Thank you. Welcome to the introduction of the 24th International Session of the Oldenburg Model United Nations. Let us briefly introduce ourselves before we start. My name is Sophia Patricia Bieling. I am the President of the General Assembly, and together with my deputy, Tubelilhe Kimberlignoni, we will guide you through the introduction as well as the opening ceremony later today. Before we begin, we would like to remind you to turn off your phones. In the introduction, we will talk about whom to ask when, the procedures in a committee session, including open debate, closed debate, and amendments, explain important roles in the conference, quickly go through all the points and motions again, and give you some general information and advice.
Whom to ask? Secretariat. The Secretariat is the highest body of OLMUN. You may contact the Secretariat if no one else is able to answer your questions or if your request is of utmost importance. Committee chairs and presidents. Each committee has 2 or 3 chairs and presidents, but for the sake of simplicity, we will all call them chairs. You received multiple emails and messages from them already, and they are open for any kind of questions. The chairs will have the authority to decide on decisions in their committees and represent the highest position in their committee. Ombudspersons and trust persons. Our ombudspersons put together a team of trust persons and received appropriate training by our external partners. If you feel uncomfortable with something or if you just need somebody to talk to, you can approach, call, or message our trust persons or ombudspersons at any time. They will listen to you without judgment and will assist you in finding a solution to your issue. If needed, they have the right to enforce appropriate measures. Inner Circle. The Inner Circle can be identified through their blue badges. You can always approach a member of the Inner Circle if you need help. The Inner Circle consists of 45 students who started with their preparation of OLMUN 2025 in September of 2024. There will always be a number of Inner Circle members at our events. Staff. Administrative staff, admin staff. In each committee, there will be a number of staffs. Our admin staff is responsible for note passing and general administrative tasks. Please note that our behavioral rules apply to written notes as well. They will check your messages for unallowed content. Technical staff, tech staff. Our tech staff is responsible for microphones and projectors, as well as other technical issues in their committee and during the General Assembly. Furthermore, there are our journalists, photography staff, and TV staff. MUN directors. You can always ask your MUN directors if you have any questions.
Each committee session begins with the roll call to check who's present and who's not. Some of you prepared policy statements in advance in which you state your country's policy to the committee's topic. Your policy statement can be held as a speech before the lobbying. Keep in mind that it should explain your delegation aims and inform other delegations about your standpoint. It will be a lot easier to find partners if you hold your policy statement as a speech, so we highly encourage you all to prepare to deliver a speech for tomorrow. After delivering the opening statements, the committee will move into the lobbying phase. During the lobbying, you will be in a form of unmoderated caucus, in which the seating order is not in place, so you can move around the room freely. You have the chance to find like-minded delegations and to merge parts of your resolution with those of others to form one joint resolution. Note passing between delegations is prohibited during voting procedures, but nearly at all other times you can write notes to your fellow delegates to discuss matters privately. Many committees will have a guest speaker holding a speech about that committee's topic. Please inform yourself about them, listen carefully, and prepare questions. The debate is started by the main submitter introducing their resolution and proceeds with speeches in favor and against the resolution. You may only speak when the floor is yielded to you by the president, and you always have to yield the floor back to them. During the time against the resolution, you may hand in amendments to alter parts of the resolution to your country's position. In the end, the resolution as a whole will be voted upon.
Open debate. In open debate, after the resolution is introduced, there is no specific time frame for speeches in favor and against, which means that you can hand in amendments right away and do not have to wait until time against the resolution. Closed debate. In closed debate, there will be a specific time frame for either speeches in favor or against the resolution. You can only discuss amendments in time against the resolution. Amendments. An amendment is an alteration to a clause of a resolution to adapt the resolution to your country's position. You may hand in the amendments with the amendment sheet provided in your survival pack. Important roles. The House. The committee session and the space where the debates about the resolution and amendments take place is called the House. The main submitter. The main submitter of a resolution is the delegation who takes the lead and the main part in drafting the resolution during lobbying time. They have to go to the approval panel after the committee session. The main submitter introduces a draft resolution and gives the first speech in favor. The co-submitter. A co-submitter takes part in drafting the resolution along with the main submitter. There will be multiple co-submitters to a resolution, and co-submitters are also encouraged to hold a speech in favor. You can only co-submit one resolution.
Points. A speech may not be interrupted by any point except a point of personal privilege referring audibility. All other points will be dealt with when the speaker has finished his or her speech. A point of personal privilege must refer to the comfort and well-being of the delegate. It may not refer to the content of any speech and may only interrupt a speaker if the speech is inaudible. A point of order may be stated by any delegate who feels that the rules of procedure were not applied appropriately in the respective situation. It indicates that you disagree with the chair's decision. The chair may decide to make a ruling or submit it to the judgment of the assembly. Generally, a point of order must be raised at the time the rules are broken, or else it would be too late. A point of information may be directed to the speaker who has the floor if he has indicated that they are open to points of information. A point of information must be phrased as a question. A series of questions from the same questioner is not in order. There will be one question and the answer without further dialogue. However, a delegate may state a request for a follow-up. The chairs will decide upon such request on a case-to-case basis in the interest of debate. If the request is granted, the speaker will be allowed to make another point of information which has to be related to the previous one. A second request for a follow-up will not be granted. A point of parliamentary inquiry is a question directed to the chair concerning the procedure of the conference or the rules of procedure. You can bring up this point if you have any uncertainties regarding the procedures. They will address your inquiries and provide explanations regarding the proceedings. A call for the order of the day is a call for the return to the main agenda of the committee, council, or assembly. A call for the order of the day is a call for the return to the main agenda.
Motions. A motion can be raised similar to a point. If a delegate proposes a motion, all delegates supporting this motion may state second in order to endorse the motion. If a motion does not get at least 2 seconds, it will be overruled by the chairs. If a delegate does not agree with the motion proposed, they may state objection. If there is at least one objection to a motion, a voting procedure will be entertained. A motion to move to the previous question. A motion to move to the previous question can be used in order to either move directly into voting procedure while still being in debate on a resolution or an amendment in an open debate. However, in case the committee currently is in closed debate and time in favor, passing this motion will move the committee directly into time against. A motion to extend debating time. A motion to extend debating time decides whether to extend the debate time set by the chair. The chair has the authority to overrule such votes to maintain the schedule. However, chairs are asked to respect the delegates' wishes. A motion to retake votes. A motion to retake votes decides whether the votes should be retaken. A motion to split the House. A motion to split the House can be used if a delegate wants to retake votes while abandoning the possibility of abstaining. If this motion passes, delegations may only vote in favor or against the resolution or amendment currently discussed. A motion for a roll call vote. A motion for a roll call vote will force each member of the House to explicitly state its vote in favor, against, and an abstention after being called upon by the chair. The chair has the authority to overrule such motions if they do not see a reason for the motion. A motion to divide the question. A motion to divide the question can be used by delegates in order to separate the resolution into 2 reasonable sections. The specification of how exactly these 2 parts shall look has to be done by the delegate proposing the motion. The motion for an unmoderated caucus. A motion for an unmoderated caucus will disrupt the debate and move the committee into a situation similar to lobbying procedure, or vice versa. Debates are not restricted to the official delegates are not restricted to the official sitting order during unmoderated caucus and can consult each other in order to clarify certain questions which have arisen during debate. These may include coming to agreements with each other on amendments or specific clauses of a resolution. The chairs will set the exact time for the unmoderated caucus before entering it. A motion to appeal the decision of the chair. A motion to appeal the decision of the chair can be employed by delegations in order to, I'm so sorry. A motion to appeal the decision of the chair can be employed if delegates get the impression that the chairs did not act in accordance to the rules of procedure. However, if the chairs can prove that they acted accordingly to the rules of procedure, this motion may be overruled. A motion to suspend the meeting. A motion to suspend the meeting may be proposed by a specific time and purpose. The presidency may decide whether this motion is in order. A motion to adjourn the meeting. A motion to adjourn the meeting may be proposed in order to reconvene the next day. The chair may decide whether this motion is in order. A request for a follow-up. A request for a follow-up can be raised if a delegate who has previously stated a point of information does not feel his or her question has been answered adequately. Whether this request is granted or not depends on the decision of the chairs.
Now some general information. Remember to represent your country's views, never your own. While that may seem challenging, please stick with it, as it makes the debate much more realistic and also more fun. Also, never interrupt a speaker unless it's because of audibility. There will be no direct dialogue between delegates. You cannot address anyone directly by saying things like, "as you were saying," but instead you should say, "as the delegate of Belgium was saying." So always refer to delegates in the third person. Use respectful language and do not declare war, else you may be excluded from the committee session. Wear your badge and bracelet all the time. You need your badge to access OLMUN events and committee sessions. Furthermore, be on time. Follow the dress code, meaning appropriate footwear, no sneakers, and a jacket unless your chairs allow you to take them off. Regarding punishments, let your chairs know if you feel uncomfortable with the punishment, but trust they are fun. Not only for the others, but for you as well. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, OLMUN_official, to get some insights and other committees on the evening activities. You can purchase cups outside at the registration for €2. When you give the cup back, you will receive your money back. Evening activities are excluded from the dress code.
We will now continue with the lunch break at BZTG, and then at 1:30 p.m. the opening ceremony will begin. Thereafter, we will then have the Female Empowerment Workshop at Graf Anton Gunther School at 6 p.m. Then at 7 p.m., our OLMUN barbecue will take place also at Graf Anton Gunther School. We hope you have a great lunch break. Thank you.